Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancier. I wanted to come and say hello, wish you a good day. I wanted to offer a little exercise for those who've been following my video for more than a year, already know this exercise. It is an exercise that we do is every year on December, first week of December, we write a letter to ourselves to be open in 1 year from now. On this letter, we write down all the things that we want to release or liberate from our life, and we write all the things we want to increase in our life or bring into our life. So if you did this letter last year by following my videos or anyone else's video, it's the time to go into the drawer and pick up that letter. It's a letter that says open and read on December 2018. And so I opened this letter, and for me this letter is like there is very few things I need to release and a lot of things I want to bring into my life. In essence, I'm about 60% with what I'm in my goal, so it's not that bad. Certain things will still have to be worked out in 2019, but it's a letter to be to get ready for. Write down the letter that you write to yourself to be open in December 2019, where what is it you want to let go, what is it you want to release, and what is it you want to integrate, or what is it you want to welcome or increase in your life in 2018. So you can write as much as you like, and you write a little message for yourself as well. At the end, I want to bring all this more wisdom, more love, new art, creative project. Of course, it's a little bit personal, so I'm not going to read my own thing. But and then I finish with ingratitude. I hope to see much progress this month and in the months to follow. With love, Gilles Mancillon, December 4th, 2017. And I says merci, thank you. On the bottom. And so get to this letter already. It's a letter. If you already written a letter last year, so it's time to open it and read it and to look at it. Be kind to yourself. If you haven't achieved all those things, it's not there is no pressure on yourself. It's just a checkpoint. And to prepare this new letter that you will be able to open in 1 year from now. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Akash. Well, the painting behind me is a painting that's not finished. That is the third version of an astrological self-portrait. Of course, when it requires there'll be here it's going to be yellow and orange are going to be the next color I'm going to integrate. At the end, when my paintings are finished, there is really nothing to do. I cannot do anything else because they're settled. They're perfect. Anything I do when a painting is finished, anything I do will put it out of balance and will force me to recreate a new image on top of it. And there was one of those paintings that I made a mistake to go too far. I'm going to share it with you. I don't know if you saw in a video the presentation of that old painting, but so in many sense this is the third version. There is 140 celestial objects that I have placed within my astrological chart. Is like this big gathering of divinity. When I came into this world, all those divinities were placed in the sky in this level, and they're all here for us. They were all when we were born, we were imprinted with celestial energy. That's what we call astrology, natal chart astrology. And so, but this painting is a complete painting. It is on the same subject, but it is finished. It is complete. There is nothing I can do that will increase the whole painting works together. There is not like anything I can do. Anything I would do would destabilize it. So I have to work on. Sometimes I'm maybe the only one to know exactly what to do on my paintings, but sometimes people come and say, "Oh, this is beautiful as it is. Leave it." But I see it when it's seated next to another painting that it's not yet settled. So at the end, they have to be completely settled. I'm going to share a couple more paintings. I want to see. Let's see past, present, and future for today. The past is the solution. The solution is already in the past. Is to liberate our past. Where the present is well-being, the card of well-being. So we are moving into this state of well-being, and we're going to have this determination, which is a very powerful will to move forward. The determination to not be distracted, to allow our focus to overcome all obstacles without having to linger. So we'll get a lot more self-centeredness in 2019. We'll be able to adjust and become master of frequency. We'll be able to tune our frequency to attune to other frequencies. We'll be much more. We're going to discover magic powers and intuitive power. What we're working on right now is success. Certain things we need to achieve to use it as a stepping stone to other new success. There's always more. Yet everything is fine as it is. So we want to rest in the knowing that everything is perfect as it is, and as we trust that the universe already know what we have created through our desire body, and we'll find a way to bring it to us. It's very important when you have a vision that something you really want. Of course, there is sometimes there are steps to be taken to get to the result. But in many sense, sometimes the dreams are like outside of our reach. No matter what we do, there is no way to reach that which we seek. And so the idea is to trust, because the universe has a way to bring it, whatever dream we have, to bring it into our life. But we do not need to know how, to know all the details. We don't want to know all the details. The only thing we want is to achieve that. So focus on the outcome, the totality of what you want. Do not compromise your dream, and then the universe will find a way to bring it to you. And in the future, the outcome will be the communication. We're going to be able to communicate on a larger scale, to anchor all those ideas of love, unity, and we'll, as more people integrate that, the solution will find themselves. We're going to discover a new level of. There's all kind of very hopeful about the future of humanity. It's a very bright future. No matter what, all the warmongers will try to continue their wars. They're not going to be able to. The public is becoming too aware, and we want to put an end to all this. Those criminal activity. In many sense, for war is like the ultimate criminal activity. So, from a cosmic standpoint, and I'm not judging anyone, war has been an instrument of evolution for a long time. Just the bigger the nation, the more dangerous the wars. Also, when there is two tribes that are throwing arrows at each other, well, there may be damages, but it's not like. Sending those missiles and things like that. Another thing I wanted to say in terms of free energy will come, and so in many sense we want to. There is in the meantime we want to do what we can to eliminate all kinds of because they talk about climate change, but the climate the Earth is making the climate. If you want a warmer climate, you go south. If you want colder climate, you go north, and that's the climate. But what's the problem is the environmental pollution and the lack of rigor, this greed of consuming the earth has become so this is really the problem. But the most what warms up the earth is global warming. The biggest, the most dangerous of all is nuclear pollution. They say it's non-pollutive, but it's the hardest of all pollution. They bury it in the ground, say, well, we buried it, so there's no problem. But everything that goes up needs to come down. Anything that goes down needs to come up. So we're gonna have to deal with that. We can never destroy those pollutions. So we're gonna have to find technology to transmute it so they can be released. And so the galactic will have to help, because right now we're spending a lot of time and energy and money into those things, but we don't really yet know how to transmute all those extremely nasty pollution and all nuclear energy. It's like a sort of Damocles. It's one accident could put an end to the story of humanity. There's no other planet. So the United Nations will have to be addressed, and we're going to try to see if we can organize from a common sense perspective that we do no longer need to have nuclear weapons, to start with that, and then we'll move into more like civilian use is acceptable for now, but it will be replaced by hydrothermy, by geothermy, by quantum reactor, 0 point reactor. There's all kinds of technologies that will come to replace those, but they may be less profitable, but they will far be more of service and a lot less dangerous for all humanity. I just wanted to create this insert. Let's see. I'm gonna. So it is important, to focus on the outcome, and the universe always have a way to bring it to us. Also to connect to the realm of magic, to the unicorns, to the dragons, the fairy realm, the elemental realm. Those are like they're like worlds, they're like dimension. Once you get into this great joy in reconnecting to the natural kingdoms. In many sense, we've been living in captivity. It's like an animal that's been lived in captivity is really having a hard time finding its freedom. But we do need to find our freedom, to accept the freedom. And for there is many different level of freedom but we seek to always liberate whatever part of our programming, so we can find joy and freedom and in the process. Also to understand that if you can see something, you can believe. If you can believe, it becomes real. So it is about perceiving this higher light, those higher dimension, in order to believe in it. Even if no one else does, it is to follow your inner guides. There was a great philosopher, I recommend this book, it's called Marcus Aurelius. He wrote a book, The Sword for Myself. It was a Roman emperor who was very wise and humble. It was the ideal of Plato, the king philosopher. and he knew he was born to rule over men, but he was humble and he was kind. And at the end of his life, his inner guides give him all kinds of keys and codes in relation to his own life, and so of course it's on his level. But anyway, the book was supposed to be destroyed after his death, but it's very, very powerful book. But we need to connect to our own inner guides, to trust that inner presence, to establish a dialogue, and to trust that, and to give more power to our higher self. And so we all had a lot, hundreds of lifetimes here. So we need to balance all of that to understand everything's happening now. And in truth, we have thousands of incarnations on other planets, on higher dimensional planets. We exist there right now. We don't even know where, but we could draw all kinds of resources once we tune into that soul, which is the soul is the center, and each life is like the spoke of the wheel. And it's just a model and an idea. But so let's see what the Akash can reveal for us today. It is the highest wisdom is what I talk about. We were born in captivity, but we have to be released. We have to discover freedom. So it's about imprisonment and slavery. Not to be slave of technology, not to be slave of finances, to liberate ourselves, not to be slave of bad habits, not to be slave of other people's fears. So it's about being free, to recognize your inner authority and claim your freedom. What we need to understand, it's persecution and inquisition. For a long time we were persecuted, and so there is all those memories that are still here. We still have, do we really want to go forward? Because we have all those memories of through all those hundreds of incarnations. We've been through a lot, and so it's about disconnection, disconnecting all of that, understanding that. And what we need to do is community life, to become integrated within our community, in the sense that we are able to serve, because in higher community, everybody's got a function. Even in the Republic of Plato, everyone is at its place, and when everybody's at its place, everybody's happy, everybody's fulfilled, with the possibility of climbing the step in relation to the freedom that we seek to achieve. But in many sense, in the communities, when the community function, we only do what we need to do in order to serve our community, but there is enough people in the community to fulfill the need of everybody, so there is no need for lack. So it is important that we're going to be moving into, there's going to be some prototype communities that are going to be that are already being prepared, that are already being conceived, the enlightened communities that will serve as a model for the rest of the world. So my spirit guides told me a long time ago I will be sent to those places to assist. And so it is. The outcome is living or traveling. So there is a great deal of freedom that is coming. Enjoy. Prepare yourself for that. Trust that whatever details may be stepping in the way, it can be finance, it can be children, animals, responsibility. Those things will find a way to, once it is our time to make those trips. Everything, there will be a solution for everything. As we trust the highest. For God is wholly understanding of all things. Yet there is certain things we need to do, and certain things that He can do for us, to decipher that from that. I want to show this painting. It's a strange painting. It's an interior. I don't think I never showed it. It's very personal painting. But so there is this person here, and this like table, and he's watching this scene with the three girls. Then there is another scene up there. And then there is another scene here. Everything's going to be connected. It's not quite finished. Here it says Paris, but then I add AD, and there's paradis. So it's paradise in French. And then it says Gilles here, and then there is this painting with this like king that's watching this girl. This may turn out as a person. Here there is like the birth of the world, of symbolic. The origin of the world of Courbet. Then there is this woman here that's like just like breast out, but she's watching this basket, and there is love. And above her there is this tree of life, and there is all kinds of keys. There is the one here. So this will those paintings take a long time. And I also wanted to show this painting when I went too far. It was almost finished. I could have finished it with nothing, but then I went too far, and so I had to. So I started something completely new, and so. there is all the planets that are now behind the screen, but I'm going to see what I can bring back. And they take me a very long time, but they teach me a lot too. So when I make a mistake, I have to be indulgent and not look at the mistake as a catastrophe. It is just something I learn from, and I move forward. There is always ways to fix things in paintings. No matter what we do, there is always a way to fix things, but only work, it's like in life, only works on what needs to be worked on. Leave everything else, everything that works. I don't need to fix something that is not broken. So in a painting, it was Jasper Johns, I think that was the commenting on that. So the card of the day from the Archangels is each thing have the reason for being. Leave your regrets on the side and focus on the chance to access the happiness that is opening itself to you. Looking for to be recomforted. So we are looking for this comfort, this recomfort, and so and to allow ourselves to move beyond the limitation of the past. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for liking, sharing. And do not forget to make this letter. And next year, or to look at your letter from last year, or to prepare this letter and to put it in the drawer. And in December 2019, there will be a checkpoint. And so it is good to see, not to be judged, to be hard on ourselves if we haven't achieved all those things. But it is good to be able to establish those plans, even or to make it long term. What do we want to do in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years for professional, personal, spiritual, what are our goals. It's good to be able to have some ideas and then to let go and surrender, and then the flow naturally brings it into alignment. I'm going to sing this song by a band that wasn't very spiritual but wrote tons of spiritual songs. It was the Beatles. It goes like this. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they pass away, it slips away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jahaguru Diva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million sun. It calls me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Jahaguru Diva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless and dying love which shines around me like a million suns. It calls me on and on across the universe. Jahaguru Diva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jahaguru Diva. Jahaguru Diva. Jahaguru Diva. Thank you for sticking till the end. Of course, life can never stand still, can never be the same, for there is those two completely polar opposite. The one is Parmenid, the great philosopher Parmenid, that let us know that life is one and can never be changed. And the other one is Heraclitus, who knew that life was like a river. It could never stand still, and no matter, we can never come into the same river twice because the flow has changed. So we remain, the identity of the flow of the river is being preserved, yet the flow of energy is always constantly changing. And so this is really who we are also. So there is certain things that will never change about us. The fact that we are divine, eternal beings, children of God, this will never change. But everything else in the process of discovering that may change. So allow the transformation, amor fati, embrace whatever life is teaching you, telling you, and know that you have the power to redirect any energy at any point in time. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull one more card. It is called the Dance of the Divine Feminine. So it is about dancing with the energies of life, to not hold on to whenever there is a problem. Instead of anchoring the problem, you dance with it and you see where it goes. And so there is a dance with the divinity of the feminine divinity, to become one with Mother Earth. There's this great deal of loving energy, supportive energy. We, as humans, we've been disconnecting from this love of Mother Earth, love of spirit, or Mother Spirit. And so there is the great deal of all kinds of reuniting, reconnection to our own soul families, spirit guides. All our spirit family and soul family are awaiting us on this upper plane, on the upper plane of the eternal planes of creation. However, I understand that those planes are coming down here. Everything's integrated, everything is one. It is just we are shifting our perception of reality, and it is not like the outside world necessarily changing, but it's our perception of the reality is changing, and so we elevate the whole program by this process. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll return to you shortly. God bless. Namaskar.